Hey, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mori, and I would like to share a Yin Yoga practice today. So Yin Yoga, we have explored into Yin Yoga a bit before. That was at home at the time where it was not so easy to be at the studio. Now, for a regular practice back on our mat, I invite us to find a beautiful seat, some comfortable seat of your choice. Doesn't have to be cross-legged, can be kneeling, but anything that you feel you could stay in for a minute. So centering ourselves in our seat, in our asana, and then we can start with the centering few breaths. So taking an inhale to begin with, and of course it follows the exhale. And I'm counting inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Make it really suitable for yourself. If it's too slow, you can breathe faster. Inhale and exhale. I count about 4. Inhaling again. Exhale, releasing. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling, releasing. Inhale. Once again, exhale, maybe a sigh. Letting go, inhaling. Exhaling, letting go. And let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. And one last deep inhale. And exhale. Breathing normally. Just coming into contact with the breath. Really nice to do, really, before any practice. Maybe also before you start any kind of work or endeavor you're going on to. Just taking a couple of breaths very consciously. Okay, so let's start with our first pose. And most of you know in Yin Yoga we choose a pose, get very comfortable in it, so kind of find our edge in the pose, and not going over our edge, but just where it is good for us, very intuitive practice, and then we stay. We choose about 3 minutes each pose for this shorter practice. It can be up to 5 minutes. So let's start in child's pose, very classic way to start. And child's pose, you can of course do your variation, so knees together is an option. Classically the knees are a bit wider apart, the big toes touch, and then I just walk myself forward. If you want any props like a pillow, you can use that. But in a sense, just find your seat here again and get very comfortable and stay. You can of course adjust. So if you have the ability to find some position here, adjusting also the arms, shoulders relaxed, forehead on the ground, then we can just come into breathing here. Some deeper breaths. Again, maybe we can emphasize the releasing aspect of the exhale. Feeling the connection of belly and our legs, upper thighs. Simply enjoying the breath, the movement of the body according to the breath, letting the body rest come to a relaxation, a letting go in the position. Okay, a few deeper breaths before we get ready to come out of the pose. And then easing up on the intensity of breathing also. And very slowly, gently, starting with the palms pressing into the floor, we can walk our way up, but taking our time. The chin can be on the chest or just the head relaxed until we come up. And we can either leave it here or also lift it, but at the very last. Good, enjoying the new way of sitting. Breathing here. And then we can come to the next pose. So seated, and then a forward fold. And one leg comes in, somewhere where it's comfortable. So maybe on the thigh. And then just adjusting for this. Again, a little reminder, we have discussed this before, the joints are never overstretched. Like we always have a little bend. I emphasize that a lot for myself. So bending the knee and then I can fold forward. Okay, so that's what we want to do here. So seated forward fold, stationary. Just coming down on exhale. Maybe lifting once again on inhale. And the exhale coming down and finding your edge to soften. Maybe you want to adjust a little bit. And again, connecting to the breath. Letting all thoughts go also, just being here, resting in the pose, breathing, noticing, inhale and exhale. You can say it internally for yourself. I inhale I exhale. Simply that. Okay, a few deeper breaths. And then the very same principle, when we come up, we take our time, we push through the hands, and we leave the chin down so we can leave the head for last. Just coming up. Inhale, and when I'm here, I exhale. Okay, nice. Really good to take some time in between the poses, just also like bathing in this newfound quality of maybe, release or freedom, some kind of ease within. Okay, so let's change sides. Of course, we do the other side. And I adjust before I find the way to come into the pose. Again, the knees a little bit bent at least. And then on the exhale, I can fold over the knee. I can lift once again on inhale. And exhale, finding my position. Anything you want to adjust, of course. And just arriving here with the focus on the breath, taking some deeper breaths. Just being here, maybe internally saying to yourself, I inhale, I exhale, I inhale, I exhale, I inhale, I exhale. Okay, and then we can slowly get ready, maybe taking a few deeper breaths before we start with the hands, just putting the hands down on the ground and walking ourselves up while we have the chin down on the chest. Okay, good. So simple but so meaningful somehow, right? So, yeah, very easy to come to this point. Didn't take a lot for this moment of tranquility. So now you could do more seated poses. Maybe also, of course, always good to counter. So there's the option, of course, to do this forward fold with both legs outstretched. We'll skip for now and go on to a supine position. And that is just lying down on our back. And here you're probably familiar with this from our Hatha yoga practice. We just want to bring in the knees and hold one knee with one hand each. Breathing. I inhale and I exhale. I inhale and I exhale. How present can I be with that? So this is a pose for me where I could really stay longer and just enjoy the deepening effects. I really like what it does also to the release of the lower back. But for the moment now, let's maybe slowly lower the legs, the feet, until they touch the mat. And see how the lower back arches. And maybe just have like some micro movements in this region of the lower pelvic floor, the hips. Or simply, and we can do that together, finding some moment of stillness. Maybe you feel some sort of vibrations somewhere in the body. And I encourage you really to trying to maybe design and practice like that for yourself, so that you have really the time to just rest with these sensations and have a lot of time to integrate. So beautiful when the body comes into this ability to restore itself, to find a lot of restfulness, healing. Okay, before we finish in Shavasana, we can do some twists to the sides. So maybe just both knees to the left and to the right. Linking with the breath. On out breath I go into the twist. On inhale I come to center. Exhale side. And inhale center. Exhale to the side. Inhale center. And exhale to the side. And inhale center. Good. And then simply finding your Shavasana, either classic legs and arms outstretched, or the feet can also stand on the ground, knees fall together. Maybe have a bolster or pillows for under the knees. Just finding a very comfortable position for yourself. Adjusting, just checking the head, the neck, the shoulders, that all can lie flat on the floor. And then let's scan through the body together just to really notice where we might be holding on still. So if we go through the top of the head, just relaxing the crown, going to the forehead, relaxing, melting the forehead, eyebrows, the eyes, the temples, letting the eyes fall into the sockets, and the ears, cheeks and nose, upper lip and lower lip, the chin, the jaw, the tongue. Let everything relax. The whole jaw relaxes. If you still feel like you're holding on in the facial muscles, just maybe squeeze like a lemon the face a few times, squeezing, holding and letting go. Squeezing, holding and letting go. And one more time if you're doing that, or just simply melting the whole face. Then the throat and the neck. shoulders, shoulder blades, upper chest, lower chest, both upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, the thumbs, all fingers, solar plexus, upper belly, diaphragm, lower belly, noticing breasts, hips, all of the hip area, the groin, inner thighs, outer thighs, upper thighs. Knees, back side of the knees, lower legs, shins, calves, ankles, the feet, both arches of the feet, big toes and all the other toes. Simply resting, breathing, resting, relaxing the whole body. slowly and gently coming back into the body, feeling it as a whole vibration. Being with body and breath, entering through a doorway beyond the senses. Deep restfulness, Shavasana.